Hello everyone and welcome back to Rogue Trader. I see we still have this permanent wound here. Did I fail to heal that the other time?
Will make a fine scar.
I'll make sure to return the favor one day.
Let me help.
Okay, there we
I
go.
won't forget this.
So he just failed. Collecting loot. Defeated enemies have no further need for their former belongings, but you can discover valuable trophies among them. Click left mouse button on a defeated enemy to inspect what is left of them. Items on the right side of the trophy collection window go to your inventory. Such items can be used or equipped by your characters. Items on the left are packed up as cargo and sent to your ship, which can be later be used to trade with various factions. You can move trophies from one side of the window to the other by double-clicking left mouse button on them or dragging them over using L and B. Alternatively, you can use buttons at the bottom to mass transfer all items from cargo to your inventory and vice versa. Okay. We get some... We'll collect all. Alternative weapons. In combat, a character may need to use different kind of weapons, which can be prepared in advance. Open your inventory and prepare different weapon sets. To switch to a different weapon set in combat, press X. Swapping weapon sets in combat does not cost action points. Okay, cool.
I always have a backup plan.
I guess we go in here. Stone map. Here's the map of your void ship. It consists of several parts between which you can travel. Some parts are not yet available, but over time your character will be able to access them. Click left mouse button on the active part of the void ship to move there. Let's go.
The Navigator's Sanctum is directly along the passageway. I pray to the God Emperor that we are not too late.
Same.
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valencias. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the Imperium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are von Valencias, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
You hear a few clicks from the relays on the servo skull, which has followed you all the way here. and Theodora's scrambled words give way to a voice vaguely familiar to you. Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
How do you know who I am?
What? You think Lady Theodora didn't ask me to peek into the darkness behind the backs of those she sees as her prospective heirs? I have seen you. I have seen the footsteps of your past and the wounds of your heart.
Okay. You flinch at the seer's words. No doubt she's referring to the nightmares, the tortures inflicted upon your body and mind. Your muscles contract involuntarily as if steeling themselves once more for the inevitable pain. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engineer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
Yeah, we must see if the navigator is well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity.
I like these eyes that keep coming out of the wall.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Party controls. Yadira has joined your party, which now consists of several characters. To select one character, click left mouse button on their portrait. To select multiple characters, hold left mouse button and drag a box around them. To select the entire party and issue commands to all your characters at once, press backspace.
Keep your wits about you.
Can we go here?
Let us not dawdle.
It's a locked door. Clearly.
Rise to the top.
I think we're gonna help them.
Your demise is already calculated.
Are you ready to die?
The wielder of this staff, power level 6, gains the Lightning Arc ability. The ability is also available in its Heroic Act and Desperate Measure versions. Power level affects the damage of this power. And I think she is gonna go there. Then this guy can move on the other side here.
Army of pain won't stop me.
Okay, Idra's abilities. Or Idira's abilities. Idira is a psyker and an operative. As an operative, she can study opponents and identify their weakness, and her psyker abilities allow her to deal damage to them. Analyze enemies is an operative ability which applies the exploit effect to all enemies within the operative's line of sight. Exploit. If the operative hits a target with an exploit stack, the attack deals 5 times perception bonus % more damage. The damage is also increased by 10% for each exploit on the target. The attack removes all exploits from the target. At the start of each of the operative's turns, the operative can also use this ability against a specific enemy to inflict several stacks of this effect. The higher the operative's intelligence bonus is, the more exploit stacks will be inflicted. Whenever the operative hits a target with an exploit applied to them, the attacks deal additional damage. The amount of extra damage depends on the target's number of exploit stacks and the operative's perception. Expose Weakness is an operative ability which they can use against a single enemy who's under the exploit effect. This ability reduces the enemy's dodge, parry, and armor. The amount of reduction depends on the number of active exploits on the enemy and the operative's perception. Idira's weapon. Idira is armed with a special staff that allows a psyker to unleash psychic powers against enemies. In the future, you'll encounter staves that not only a psyker versed in certain discipline can use. For example, you might find a staff that lets a psyker use Inferno, but to do so they must first have the Pyromancy psychic discipline learned. Okay. So we can analyze enemy. For example, we can analyze this guy. $21 damage, not bad. Not bad, dude. That's a really good buff.
Was that you? Or...
Okay.
My ears are ringing.
Oh, Heretic Sharpshooter. Okay. Well, apparently not sharp enough. Yeah, so Strike was this. Can I charge anything? No, it doesn't look like it.
It will be done.
I don't think 3 cell radius. Oh, okay. So she did get hit. It's within 3 cells. Okay. Has a pretty long range, to be honest. Hologram. You can use the hologram to gauge the effectiveness of your intended actions in combat before taking them. Click left mouse button on any accessible cell on the battlefield to place the character's hologram there. Select an ability or single shot attack to see the expected outcome. The action will be displayed as if used from the hologram's location to let you assess whether to have picked an effective position for the action you're planning to take. The hologram also lets you see if the enemy will be within your line of sight after you move to the selected cell. Click left mouse button again to confirm your choice and execute the selected action. Click right mouse button anywhere on the battlefield and or press the escape key to cancel it. Okay. I can, for example, see that, oh, this is with 100% chance gonna kill him. It's fine, I can just do this here.
Who if not me?
And we can kill that guy as well. And this at all costs. We should have used that before.
I've faced worse than this.
Will do.
Yep. Vespiadas. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink, parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut. The two ordinary eyes, as well as the third one that sits in the center of its forehead. I believe Master Vespiada still lives. Abelard flinches at the sight of the stretched skin and the dark marks on the face of the creature. The servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is it still sealed from the warp. Well, we'll have a chance of leaving this place alive. We'll address Idira here. What's wrong with him? Wounded, exhausted, fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one. The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. Your time is short. The voice is coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chair. It's unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. Our time is short to do what? Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward, then falls back onto the seat, then thrusts forward again as its bones crack and its skin tears open. However, the fusion between the body and the chair appears to be stronger than these wild impetuses. The mutant remains seated but leans as far forward as he can, his layered raiment slowly turning crimson. The gill slits burst open, forming two hideous, screaming mouth-like pits. Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn. Idira shrieks in terror. It came from beyond. His body is not his. Its marsh thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a potent of salvation within me. The navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and crackling, but then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under his third eyelid has turned from a trickle into a stream, mixed with the blood coming out of his nose, and the purplish swelling around the eye. Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. The words come out of the vox as a labored rattle. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp, but it can't be done with without the Master Helmsman's help. Who torments you? The Edge. The navigator starts thrashing about once more, his gill mouths bursting with crazed laughter. Kneel before the ascent of a new champion. When the rite is complete, the shell will burst and thousands of moths will accept the sacrifice offered to the edge of daybreak by the bringer of twilight, the one marked by the will of the gods. Okay, we're addressing our companions now. What's that supposed to mean? Right, a sacrifice offered. Oh, my heart tells me that Kunrad was not deterred by his defeat in the Warren Chamber. What? Kunrad betrayed Lady Theodora? Idira clutches her head. But how is that? How? He was as loyal as a dog. And I didn't hear a thing, I swear. The navigator, or rather the thing that is so determined to seize his body, erupts into a mocking laughter. The footfalls of the bringer of twilight are veiled by the will of his masters. Tear out your eyes, she who is to become the champion's servant, for you need them no longer. Address Abelard. The navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now? The Seneschal gazes at the figure in the chair. The ship can only begin translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he's still alive. It's worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthad and his people. I believe we'll also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier. Idira reaches her hand out towards the navigator, but pulls it back at the last moment. Vespiadas, good luck and thank you. The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids, and the vox at the base of the chair is bellowing out static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter. Well, that does not seem like yeah. That's not good. So we have a scrappy autogun. And we have the same stuff as before. So I think we're collecting all of these. Let's look at our inventory real quick here. I think this one is better. What's over penetration? I don't know what that means. Over penetration. Most non-area ranged weapon attacks have a chance to cause over penetration. When this happens, the attack will also damage the creatures and objects behind the intended target, although the damage to targets beyond the first is usually lower. Oh, okay, so it's like shooting through the target. That makes sense. We're gonna give him a pistol just in case here. Yeah, she also has a pistol.
I know how to take risks.
Oh, there's more loot here, I think. Oh. Collect all.
I always keep my options open.
Okay. So a service call from the Warren Chamber has relayed Edelthad's message. The area is alive and gathering people loyal to the dynasty to storm the bridge. It is vital to make it to this meeting to unite forces. We're gonna go to the officer's deck. I think we go back here. I think this is where we'll go. Sounds reasonable.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot these up!
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
She's a sister of battle, isn't she? Argenta. The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment, it seems like she's not going to stop and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
I shall introduce myself after you do the same. Nah, we'll take Jabs von Valancius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends who are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
You guys brought me here, what do you mean?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
I am no traitor, sister. You can be sure of that.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
What's the warrior of the Adepta Soriatas doing aboard a rogue trader ship? Your orders serve the Ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Sure, fine.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Who are these people with you?
Overseer of Middle Deck AL-84, my lord. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments when we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
What's happening on the officer's deck?
Massacre, my lord. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lord, be on your guard.
Yeah, we must go to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Sure.
I will lead us to fortune.
Let me see what you have. Unfading Valor. This Godwin pattern bolter was given to Sister Argenta on the day she took her vows to join the Order of the Martyred Lady. Unfortunately, despite its illustrious name, the gleam of its metal has dulled after years of travel and encounters with horrors untold, and the sacred prayers engraved on the barrel have been worn smooth in places. With every shot it fires, another spark goes out into the halo of sanctity that surrounds this noble weapon. Okay. She has a special weapon. What class is she anyway? Can I see that somewhere? Yeah, she's a soldier. With demolition. Cool. Oh. Oh, so she... Okay. So she's heretical. This guy is iconoclast, belief in the value of human life and freedom, faith in the power of goodwill capable of overcoming the horrors and dangers of the universe without the need for artificial prohibitions, the desire to seek out the common ground and compromise rather than uncompromising destruction. And I am nothing. Interestingly enough, she is definitely a bit on the evil side here. But yeah. So cool, we now have a bit more followers here. But that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching and have a really nice day.